It's day 2 of the SLC 2012. Today's agenda includes plenary session, concurrent sessions, regional working lunches, a repeat of the concurrent sessions, and a meeting of the President's Council. To get things started off on a great start, we have a traditional Lions dance. I'll be checking in and talking with folks from most of today's sessions. Let's see what they think are some of the best points, highlights, and themes that came out of today. I'm speaking with Marla Harkness, the President's Council Chair. Marla, what do you think were some of the highlights of today's plenary session?
Well, you couldn't do better than Tony Neo's remarks, right, Julia? I thought that he was just so gracious and so wonderful, and speaking with his depth of experience and all of the contributions that he's made. It was wonderful to hear from him, and I'm just delighted with the fact that he underscored our ethical precepts and underscored everything that we're doing. It was just really gratifying to hear him. You know, I also really thought Alan Meter did a great job in the sense that he's taking us kind of back to our roots. He referred to some history at a couple of points in time, but he's really taking us back to our roots and then taking us forward to where we are today, but always with that underlying ethical construct. It was a great session, and I think it set everybody up to have a wonderful Society Leadership Conference.
Definitely, very inspirational. I'm talking to Arthur Thompson. He's the PCR for EMEA East. Arthur, you were in the session for member engagement and some of the society ideas exchanged there. What were your thoughts on some of those?
There's some very interesting ideas that came out of it, and it's right at the top of people's minds, member engagement. Or if you want to look from the other side, what causes a member to become disengaged as well. One of the interesting things that we came up with is that there's a life cycle. And you've got to look at almost like the early candidate through to the candidate who's about to pass the exams, then to the charter pending, and finally the young charter holder, and then those who get promoted on and do really well in business. They are then charter holders, but yet they don't have time to come to the meeting. So how do we engage with each one of these groups? We've got to go and target them, we've got to segment our database, and what we've then got to do is provide programs that's going to attract all of them.
Great, thank you. I'm talking with Dan Fasciano, the PCR from the Eastern region. Dan, you just came out of a session that covered some career resources at the society level. What are some of the themes you heard from the societies?
So it was really a great session because in addition to talking about what we're doing on our own job boards and partnering with the CFA Institute on Jobline, some real good ideas about programming, about bringing in other speakers, career counselors, about networking events, not just to get a new job, but to really create bonds with senior seasoned members and members in transition, and maybe just members looking for other jobs down the road were some of the solutions that were raised in the meeting.
Excellent, thanks. I'm talking to Rafael Matiana, the Latin America Relationship Manager. Raf, you were in the South Central U.S. and Latin America regional meeting earlier today. What were some of the key themes and discussions you heard there?
Thank you, Julia, for the opportunity. Sure, one of the key takeaways of the discussion was the membership transparency theme that we're discussing this week here in Hong Kong. And societies find it as a challenging topic to bring back to their cities as we continue working with them, as you know. And I personally think it's a great opportunity for them to be more creative, to bring greater value proposition for the membership. And again, I see it as I think that's one of the big takeaways.
I'm talking to Lauren McAdams now. She's the SRR for basically all the societies with more than 250 members right now. Lauren, you were in the Midwest Regional Luncheon. What were some of the key themes and discussions that you heard there?
Thank you, Julia. A lot of what we talked about focuses on the future initiatives as it relates to society partnership, technology resources, membership clarity. So we had a lot of good discussions about things that are coming up, and we hope to learn more while we're here and get back together on the last day to recap what everyone's learned.
Great, thank you. I'm talking to Irene Tseng from our Asia Pacific office, and she was able to attend the Asia Pacific Regional meeting. Irene, what were some of the key things that were discussed in your session?
Well, first of all, the most important, and actually we are very unhappy. First of all, things we are very sad that Ashwin from our managing director of our AP office is leaving us soon, and then we will have a new managing director in this office. We already say thank you to Ashwin for his support and guidance to all the societies and also to our office as well. And then, well, today we have our new PCR sharing cracks from Singapore. Make a good speech and opening for all the society leaders. Well, what else? Yes, we do have also society technology project that sharing section that a lot of society leaders provide very valuable feedback. We understand this has been a long time concern for a lot of societies globally, not only AP region, but this is a good topic. We have some very fruitful discussion, as well as the new SMSS online tours. Yeah.
Great, thank you. I'm talking to Kasia Marianek. She is the SRR for the EMEA East region. She's just come out of the EMEA regional luncheon. So, Kasia, what were some of the things you heard discussed at your regional meetings?
Hi, I believe our EMEA lunch was quite productive, quite intense, but we decided to have all the presentations during today's session, and then on Saturday we are going to have interaction-free sessions for society leaders to share the ideas and discuss whatever topics they think is of interest to them. So today we have two presentations, one from Nitin Mehta, the managing director of the EMEA office, and he presented the society leaders survey results and what went wrong, what the society are satisfied with. So we ask everybody to share their feedback and how they perceive our EMEA office and our EMEA support. So hopefully we will receive more feedback from them. Then Emily Dunbar, our director of society relations, she spoke about the new SMSS tool and technology platform, and hopefully it was just a quick overview and just to let the society leaders know that this is available. But then we went to this exciting part, and we have cutting edge technology because we introduced the voting machines, and we have this incredible question. And our question was, first, it was just a testing question, if Arthur and Tom, our two PCRs, should dance a lion dance for us, and everybody voted in favor. We believe, of course, except Tom and Arthur. And then following this, we asked society leaders to share with us any big ideas they have, anything they would like to introduce within CFA Institute. It wasn't only related to societies, but CFA Institute as a whole, the whole family. Something similar to our big ideas on ERNI for CFA Institute staff. So we decided, we asked them to discuss amongst themselves. We divided them into 6 groups to discuss, to talk about 3 ideas, then choose one and present to everybody. And then everybody voted on the best ideas. So I think it was quite insightful, quite interactive, funny. So we promise to follow up and look at all those ideas and share within CFA Institute.
Great, thank you. So I myself sat in on the Southeastern U.S. and Caribbean regional luncheon, and I think similar to some of the other ones we've heard from, the topics that really came up there are the Society Technology Project, the SMSS, and funding, and I think some of the good news that Brad was able to report to the the region is that the decision's been made not to link the actual money to the scores that come out of the SMSS reporting, although it is still true that societies will be required to actually submit the SMSS reporting in order to receive their funding. The scoring will make no difference to how much funding is provided. So that was some good news he was able to give us. And then finally, we did discuss in the group the membership transparency issue. And I think that's probably similar across the Western and Eastern regions as well. Those were probably the main topics. I'm talking to Aaron Brown now, the PCR from the Canadian region. So what kind of discussions and points came out of your regional meeting today?
Well, we had a really productive 2-hour meeting. Canada is made up of city societies, so we look to do a lot of things at a national level. We use this opportunity in collaboration. So one of the things we did was we created a Canadian Society's Distinguished Service Award. So we're going to try and recognize people that have given a lot to our profession over a long number of years. So we're going to move forward with that. And the other things that we looked at is we're striking some working groups to try and keep the conversation going. So it's not just contained to these meetings, but we're going to create a 5-year strategic plan, a vision document for Canada. And we really talked about, what we want our profession to look like, but also what we want our societies to look like in the context of the profession. So
great.
Worked on.
Talking to Laura McAdams again. You were able to sit in on the professional development program sessions. We had 2 of those sessions and some ideas that came out of it. What was the theme that you picked up on in those sessions?
Thanks, Julia. The main themes that we talked about today were about segmenting your membership and targeting those different segments with programs, whether they be candidates right fresh out of the program, members do a mid-career that might want to do a career switch, or people a little bit more senior that might want to become a mentor to younger members. And we talked about having good representation of all these groups on your board or your planning committees so you can make sure you're reaching out to them and providing relevant information.
Great, thank you. I'm talking to Ray D'Angelo. Ray was able to sit in today for a little bit of the awareness sessions and heard some of the ideas exchanged there. Ray, what were some of the ideas that you heard?
Well, I think some of the interesting ones were because given where our societies are located, there's a university or universities in practically every town where we have a society. And there were some really interesting ideas about how to reach out to those universities, perhaps to do some kind of presentations to students to inform them about not only what it's like to be an investment professional, but also why it's so important that they be considering entering the CFA program to become a chartered financial analyst. So that was one. The other one was the integrity list that CFA Institute developed and announced at the Chicago annual conference this year. That list for some of the societies has proven to be a kind of door opener with their local media to be able to talk about how an individual investment practitioner can actually take a small step, but an important step, to help restore a sense of integrity and trust in the investment marketplace in their local community. And so that not only gives an opportunity to talk about the industry and where it needs to go, but it also provides an opportunity to get some good publicity for the local society. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm talking with Christine Kriesik, who was able to sit in on the promoting ethics sessions today. What is some of the information that was shared there today?
That the role of the advocacy chair is a really vital component for any society, and although we have a job description of things that should be included as an advocacy chair, it can also encompass things like the new PCP liaison role, and it can also be a spokesperson for ethics for every society.
Great, thanks. Hopefully this has given you a look into the different sessions from today. There's more to come tomorrow, so see you then.